all 98% of you that come and enjoy the videos on the channel, just subscribe, just hit subscribe. You know, show the brother some love, man. Ain't nothing to show JPZ some love. Why can't you show JPZ some love? Just subscribe. Shout out to y'all. Anyway, guys, we're here today to talk about Sky Striker, the one deck that's been meta relevant for more time than any other deck, period. I don't think a deck has been more relevant in terms of like meta being able to top events for such a long time. Sky Striker is going on what, 6 years now? 8 years now of being able to be played. I think it's 8 years, or maybe it's 4 years. It might be 4 years of being a playable deck, being a deck that is competitive, that can break any board once you draw the right cards. I feel like Sky Striker can really play through any board, right? So in this Master Duel tier format, we're in a tier format, so we're going up against a lot of tiers. So I'm gonna show you guys the deck list that we're running for this. We're running 3 DD Crow. You need DD Crow. It's unfortunate every single deck needs DD Crow. When Bestials come out, you'll just run some version of the Bestial package instead of the DD Crows, right? But for right now, we need DD Crow. And unfortunately, since our deck is not a combo deck, and we'll be going up against a lot of combo decks, because Tier, I think, is a combo deck. Even though Tier is a mid-range combo deck, it's still a combo deck. So we have that Max C in there just to stop them from being able to special summon as much as they want, because then, you know, since we're playing Sky Striker, we basically win once our opponents start giving us draws. Trust me, it happens. We run 3 Ash. I feel it's very low impact in this meta, I think. I don't think it hurts as much decks as I would like it to. So I guess all the matchups, what matters with this deck for Sky Striker, Ash is the perfect card because it stops Sprite. You can Ash Gigantic, and you can also Ash all the Melffy stuff that people are playing. You can actually Ash the Melffy Cat or the Melffy Wally. You can Ash both of them. And then also for Tearlaments, you have the milling targets. So anytime they try to mill your deck, you can Ash the mills. And then also if they try to special summon Havness, you can Ash the Havness, and you can also Ash the Rhino Heart, because Rhino Hat has to dump from deck to graveyard. So there's a couple Ash targets inside of Tier. It's not enough for me to say, you know, it's worth it, but inside of Tier you have to, I don't think even if you Ash the right targets, they could still pop off. So you got to kind of be lucky against Tier that their hand is not the greatest and your Ash actually does become high impact. Obviously branded super high impact if the branded player is weak. You know, I've played branded enough where, you know, I branded fusion, I can still play through an Ash being hit on my branded fusion with the right hand. Like if you have the access to super poly, access to branded in red, access to branded in white, you could 100% still play without having to resolve branded fusion. So, you know, it depends. Sometimes Ash is good, sometimes Ash is not good. I'm going to show you some gameplay where Ash does come up. It comes up a lot. It even comes up against Adamancipator. Adamancipator stops Block Dragon if you could get off that Ash and they don't have a way to stop you from activating the monster effect. It's a good Ash, right? So moving forward, we want to run Rose. This is the usual Sky Striker package. 3 Ray, 1 Rose, that's it, and 1 Hamp, right? So you want to make sure you always have Hamp. Hamp is out to so many decks. I'm going to show you guys a replay where I was basically up against an Avermax, and all I was thinking about is, holy shit, how do I out Avermax in this deck? And he just gave me a whole bunch of draws off of Max C, and I'm sitting there like, damn, I might as well just surrender. I have no out to Avermax. How do I out Avermax? Because it can't be targeted. It was under IP, so I couldn't destroy it. And I'm like, holy shit, how do I out this Avermax? It's the only card on the field. He didn't send it off of evenly match. What do I do, right? I have no cards in my deck that could get the attack points enough to beat over it. And then I thought to myself, right before I surrendered, actually, I was like, holy shit, I've run Hamp. So I had engaged in hand, so I went ahead and searched Hamp's normal summon Ray, and then just tributed his Avermax. And then when he activated Avermax in the graveyard to spin back my Ray, I had to call by the grave to negate its effect. So Hamp does come up. There's a lot of times where your opponent thinks that just having a big beat monster, like for example AI, if you go up against Ignister, they put up a big monster with 6,000 attack points and it's unaffected. So what do? You Hamp it away, you just tribute it away. So Hamp does come up in this deck when you go against those decks where it's just difficult for you to get over, right? We run 2 Raigeki. The reason why, 2 Raigeki, 2 Lightning Storms, 1 Harpy's Feather Duster. We just need to be able to board wipe, because at the end of the day, this deck has the ability to OTK if your opponent has no interruptions to stop you from attacking them. So if they don't have Valor, if they don't have Infinite Impermanence, or if they don't have Max C or Ash, you can actually get away, or DD Crow. You gotta make sure they don't have DD Crow as well. So you gotta make sure they don't have a lot of stuff to get this KO off. But I've gotten this KO off so many times. I've KO'd through Max C because, you know, sometimes you're just playing against that deck that you highly doubt that they're gonna draw that out to be able to stop you from being able to go for the OTK. So you could easily OTK with this deck, but you need to be able to board wipe. So we run the Raigekis, we run the Harpy's Feather Dusters, and we run the Lightning Storms just to be able to wipe our opponent's boards, right? There's going to be a replay, I think. Or actually, no, it's not going to be a replay because I didn't save that replay, where I removed the board wipers and I added in the King Regulus package, right? So you can actually remove these board wipers if you wanted to and add in the King Regulus package. I didn't think it was worth it, right? We run one more Reinforcements of the Army, just another way for us to get to Ray, because against no Ray, no play, you get me? Shout out to Kevin. Kevin, if you're watching this, shout out to you. Anyway, so we run 2 Engage. Engage is able to search any of our Sky Strikers, and let me tell you, when you do this draw 1 off of Engage, it's like the best draw 1 ever. No joke. It's like every time I do the draw 1, I draw exactly the card I need. There was this replay I'm going to show you guys where I go ahead, I search Ray. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to have faith in the draw 1, and I'm going to draw into linkage to OTK in this guy. And guess what I drew? I drew straight into linkage. I'm like, holy shit, this Engage is so overpowered. It's like the game knows that he wants you to win. So Engage is super OP. Hopefully, you know, Konami puts it at 3, because they already put KAGARI at 3. Haha, shout out to that. And then we run 1 maneuver, Afterburners. Afterburners is to pop monsters on the field, especially if you tribute them. You can just pop them with your own Afterburners and then just go for game, right? So we run 2 Triple Tactics Talent. Triple Tactics Talent is extremely powerful, especially when you just want to have that hand event, that's hand knowledge. I wouldn't say to use it on your first turn, especially if your opponent has 4 cards. I don't think it's worth it, depending on the matchup. But if you are going into the OTK scenario and you think it makes sense, I would do it. There was this time where I Triple Tactics Talent my opponent before battle, and I took his Effect Veiler, and he had Effect Veiler and like a Junk Synchron in hand, and that Effect Veiler would have stopped the OTK. So thank God I Triple Tactics Talent him before I went into battle. So that's how, just make sure, you know, you're using your Triple Tactics Talents with talents, right? So, and shout out to Triple Tactics Talent Tim. Amazing channel, go check him out. And then Sky Striker Airspace, just another way for you to get into Ray, because Airspace plus multi-roll full combo, you can actually search Engage, and or you can get I'm sorry, I'm blanking right now. You can get a Widow Anchor. So multi-roll plus the field spell is a Ray plus Shizuku plus Anchor, right? So, you know, it's an easy combo. I did it in my in-depth Sky Striker video, so you guys go check that out. It's a really old video on the channel, but you can still go check it out because it's still relevant to this day. 2 Call by the Graves. We run, you know, this is just to stop all your opponent's hand traps. We run Hornet. I wish they unbanned Hornet, but I guess because if Hornet was at 2 or 3, you draw it to 2 Hornets, you get a free 3 Hornets. Actually, you could link climb all the way up to Unicorn. Damn, that would be kind of broken, right? So we get 3 Widow Anchors. You always want to max them out. And then also we run Shark Cannon. So sometimes I switch out Shark Cannon for not Afterburners, the other one, the one that pops the face down card that your opponent controls, jamming. So sometimes I switch out Shark Cannon for Jamming Wave. It just depends on what the meta feels like. And then we run 3 Linkage. This is our OTK package. And then 3 Evenly Match. You know, sometimes you just need to evenly match your opponent because they just have a board that, holy shit, I can't play through this shit. So, you know, you draw into Widow Anchor, hopefully, and you gotta evenly match. You try to negate whatever, either Omni Negate or Spell and Trap card negate that they have, and then you just evenly match them and you try to go for game, right? You run 3 KAGARI, of course. 3 Suzuku, you always want to run 3 Suzuku. 3 Hayate, you always want 3 Hayate, and you want 1 Kiana. I wouldn't run 2 Kianas, just 1 Kiana is fine. Sometimes you can run 2 Zeeks. I wouldn't do it. I dropped one of my 2 Zeeks for KAGARI. I like it better. I don't find myself going into Zeke as much. And then 1 Nightmare Phoenix, just to be able to pop back row. It comes up against Floor on the Rees. one Dark, one Nightmare Unicorn as our ability to go into Access Code Talker, and then Access Code Talker just in case we're able to link climb all the way. To link climb into Shark to Access Code Talker, usually you need your Shark Cannon to be able to resolve for you to take one of your opponent's monsters, and also your Widow Anchor for you to take one of their monsters, right? So you need to be able to link climb twice. So if you have a Sky Striker on the field and you get a normal summon, you could go into a rank 2, maybe Dark, and then you could take one of your opponent's monsters, go into Unicorn, and then take one from the graveyard, and then go into Access Code, right? So that's the combo for that. Make sure you remember it, right? So let's jump straight into the replays. Shout out to y'all. And make sure to subscribe. Subscribe! Alright, so we got somebody, a bozo, trying to pretend to be playing Sky Striker right now. He's not playing no Sky Striker. We already see the writing on the wall. So he's gonna go ahead and normal summon Rhino. Oh, sorry. That's my oh, sorry again. That's my daughter's toys. Shout out to that. Anyway, so he's gonna normal summon Rhino, try to activate it. We have Imperm, we're able to stop that. I'm like, you know what? He's probably still gonna be able to pop off. Obviously, he pops off. He goes into Kit. His Kit's gonna search him. His Merly. He's gonna do all this regular Kit Kalos, Merly shenanigans, and you know, my hand is just pure blue, right? And this is what you want to see. You want to see pure blue or pure green, depending on how you look at it, right? But he doesn't really end on that much of a crazy end board, right? Sharon, one back row is probably Scream or Crime, so I'm like, you know what? Let me bait to see if it's Scream. So I go ahead, activate Engage. He activates Elf. We go ahead and negate that with Widow Anchor. The reason why I negated that is because I didn't want him to get 3 mils and also an extra body on field. And we get to go into Triple Tactics Talent. Now, the reason why I didn't look at his hand is because I didn't think it was worth it for me to look at his hand. I needed more cards in my hand to play through his board. So I'm like, I'd rather take the gamble on the draw 2 than either take one of his monsters or look at his hand. It just didn't make any sense to me. So, especially since I already used Engage, and I had no way to either pop or summon monsters on my field. Well, I did. I lied. I had Mecha, but still. I had no way of getting Ray, and I really rather get Ray in hand and then use Mecha, because then we also have Widow Anchor to be able to take one of his monsters, which, you know, is pretty much Access Code, I think. Yeah, it's pretty much Access Code. So anyway, so we go ahead and pop the trap. I'd rather give him the Havness, take the Havness, bro, because then we're betting on the mills, right? So again, we're just gonna be looking at his graveyard to see what he has. So we go ahead, we pop the Elf, and then we go into KAGARI. The reason is just that I want to stack on my graveyard with spells. So KAGARI, go ahead and grab Engage back, and he's gonna activate Havness, and now we pray. And there it is, he hits Sharon. I'm like, holy shit. I lost now. I 100% lost now. We don't have any way to stop his graveyard, but we do have a way to stop whatever he summons, right? So that's what we're hoping for. So he's going to go ahead and shuffle back, and he's going to go into Kaleido Heart. I'm like, holy shit, how do I deal with this? Well, we have Widow Anchor. We're going to go ahead and Widow Anchor the Kaleido Heart, steal his Kaleido Heart, go into Dark, activate Dark. By the way, since Kaleido Heart was negated, we get to use, when Kaleido Heart gets summoned off of Dark, we get to use its effect again too, right? So it's not once per turn on the field, it's once per turn of the owner. So when we summon Kaleido Heart, we now get to swing back. So you're probably asking me, why didn't I go into Zeus here? Because Dark plus Ray plus Ro is Zeus technically, because this is 3 and this is 4, right? So, you know, technically I could have gone into that. I didn't want to risk him fusion summoning anymore because he already fusion summoned. Yes, technically I could have gone into Zeus, popped his Sharon, and then popped his Havness and Prey. But, you know, we don't take risks like that around here. So we go ahead, we attack into his Sharon with Dark, and then we attack with Kaleido Heart directly, and now we just play. Well, he activates the evenly match. I'm like, you know what? We don't need anything but Ray. So we go ahead, we put Shizuku on field. Shizuku is gonna go and let me search linkage, and then we just pass turn, and now we pray. Now we 100% pray, right? Because how else do we win this? We gotta pray. All right, but you know, he backed out. Shout out to that. So yeah, that's how you beat Tearlaments. Obviously, the replays video has way better games of me beating them. me taking them all the way down to 0. I just wanted to show you guys an example of really how you play through them, right? You don't want to take the risk, 1, of them fusion summoning, and 2, you want to interrupt them at the right times. You know, sometimes the interrupters show up and work, sometimes they don't. And then sometimes you just have to allow them to go ahead and fusion summon and just use their fusion summon against them, which is what I did there. I was hoping that he went for a fusion summon that mattered. Hopefully not Rukalos. Thank God he didn't go into Rukalos. And once we're able to take his Kaleido Heart, we're able to go into Dark, and now we have Kaleido Heart on our side, right? So just play around them like that. You know, these tier players are very greedy, right? So on to the next duel. All right, on to the next duel. So we're up against Spright. Yeah, we're beating everybody today. We're beating Spright, we're beating Tier. It doesn't matter. Flow, all that. Even Exo definitely don't have a chance against us. Anyway, so he's gonna set up his full red and carrot negate. That's cool. And he's gonna set up a whole bunch of Melffy stuff, right? Because now he has Frog in play, and then Elf is gonna special summon back his Frog. He's gonna be able to dump another Frog and then go into his I forgot the name of this next Frog. Death Frog. I don't think that's the name of it, but yeah. So he's gonna go into Mannequin Cat. It really does nothing. We have Lightning Storm and Raigeki, perfect, and we have the full OTK. So what do? We go ahead, we activate Lightning Storm. He's going to activate Carrot to negate. That's cool, we ain't tripping, because guess what? We have the Raigeki in hand, which is more powerful, right? So always make sure the Lightning Storm first, Raigeki second. So right here, we triple Tactics talent. It makes no sense for me to draw. I think I have full OTK here. Whatever he has in his hand, we have to stop, right? So that's what I'm going to go for. We look at his hand, boom, Veiler, there it is. We need to get rid of Veiler. Veiler needs to go. Now imagine if he had 2 Veilers, we lose this duel. But he only has 1 Veiler, so we look at his hand, send that back, and then we just go for full OTK plays, right? So, you know, he really can't stop it. You guys know the OTK combo. You should know the OTK combo if you're playing Sky Striker at this point, right? Regular stuff, grab, linkage back to hand, KAGARI attack, and then linkage into Shizuku, and that's the extra 25 we need to go for game. So there you go, guys. Triple Tactics talents coming in clutch. On to the next duel. Alright, so again, guys, if you guys want to see more exciting replays, go check out the Sky Striker replay video. These replays are just to show you guys exactly how we play against decks, right? So moving forward, we're up against Adamancipator. This is a really dragged out duel, but it's a very important duel, right? Because a lot of times in this duel, I feel like I'm just about to lose and I should just surrender. But I'm like, you know what? Let me just play it out, right? So we go ahead, we linkage. He's going to go ahead and activate Max C. We send our short cannon because we know he's playing Adamancipator. It doesn't really have an effect. We go ahead and we try to draw 2 cards. He's going to Ash me. I'm like, damn, I should have looked at his hand. But nothing we could do here. We have Hayate, but I wanted to get his Guardian off field so that we can Max C on his turn, right? Because remember, we still have Widow Anchor. So I'm here trying to bait this negate, and he actually activates the negate right when I need him to activate the negate. He didn't want me to get any advantage, so he goes ahead, gets rid of that. So now we have Widow Anchor. We just got to make sure to stop his normal summon, but he's playing the vicinity stuff, right? So we're gonna go ahead and Max C on that, and he's gonna try to play through Max C. I'm like, okay, all right, bro, you got it, dog. He's gonna do a whole bunch of stuff that, you know, I would recommend against if you're playing against Sky Striker, like giving them a whole bunch of card advantage, but he wanted to do that. So there we go. I'm looking for the DD Crow. He's gonna go ahead and activate his Xeno Guitar. I'm gonna activate Widow Anchor because now we have enough spells in the graveyard. I'm gonna try to steal this Block Dragon. Why? Because that stops his plays. Now he has to commit into, he has to climb all the way up to Axis Code Talker, or he has to get into a Baron to pop Block Dragon to special summon back. So I take away a special summon, and I also take away the possibility of searching cards automatically, right? So he's going to have to go into battle to search his cards, or, you know, get lucky with the Adamancipator milling stuff, right? So he goes into Granite, and his Granite is going to grab him his Researcher, and he's going to special summon his Researcher and start milling. I'm like, you know what? I ain't tripping. He can't activate Shen Yan's effect here because he's already used his Vanilla stuff. So I'm like, okay, I ain't really tripping. He also can't go into Axis Code Talker and use Axis Code Talker's effect because he can only use Earth Monsters effects right now. So I'm like, he basically trapped himself, right? So I'm like, you know what? I'm chilling, right? He has to find out to killing his own Black Dragon with being able to use, you know, a Earth Monster effect. So he attacks into it. He eventually gets the Black Dragon Search. We're gonna go ahead and take the 34 from his Shen Yang, and then we have the evenly match. So now I'm looking at this board like, damn, what do I do here? Because how do I out Avermax? That's all I'm thinking, because I have the hand that works against everything else in his deck except Avermax. I'm like, holy shit, I don't know how to out this, right? And I told you guys about this earlier, right? So here we go. He's gonna go ahead and keep on digging through his deck. He's gonna special summon a whole bunch of monsters, but you know, it's not gonna do nothing to us really. We draw into 2 maxis, my other 2 maxis. He's gonna go into Baron, but guess what? We have board wipers to deal with everything that he got, right? So we go ahead, we draw for game, DD Crow. We're gonna go ahead and activate maneuver, bait the Baron. The Baron's gonna come down. He only has 6,500 attack life points, so I'm like, okay, I could actually win this here. So we're gonna go ahead and Raigeki, pop his field, except for the Avermax. We need to find out for the Avermax. So we go ahead, we activate engage, add Hemp to hand. Hemp is our way to out Avermax. We normal summon Ray. Avermax, when it's sent to the graveyard, you can shuffle a card on the field. We go ahead and call by the grave that. So now all we need is to be able to find a way into what's this card called again? Maneuver Afterburners. So we go ahead, we activate Ray. Ray goes into KAGARI, and KAGARI adds Afterburners back to our hand, and then I'm able to just pop my own Hemp with Afterburners. So here we go, the Afterburners coming down, pop Hemp, and then we just go into battle. Now, if you do the math on this, I am 200 short here. So what I needed to do, I needed to go into Hayate, and then Hayate attack, dump Rose, linkage, Shizuku attack, that's 25 plus 15 from Hayate, that's 35, and then linkage again, Shizuku away, Kiana. So that would have been 5,000 plus 1,500, which would have been the 65. But I am a dummy, so all right, let me show you guys what I did, right? So I didn't go into Hayate like a dummy. I went into Hayate with linkage after I attacked with KAGARI. So now we're able to dump Rose, and we didn't get the extra 1,000 attack points with linkage, and then we go into Shizuku and then we attack, and we're 200 short. But we set 2, we pass, we got to discard a whole bunch of cards. Our opponent bricks, so we're good. I think he bricks. Yeah, he 100% bricks. So he had no way of beating me, no way of playing through my hands, no way of playing through my interruptions. So he just attacked me straight into me. I banished his Black Dragon, so he had no way to bring his Black Dragon back because we banished it with DD Crow last turn. So yeah, that's basically where he was sitting, right? So yeah, on to the next replay. Well, no more replays for today. Sorry, we're at the 25-minute mark. So make sure to subscribe, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. You know, any comments y'all got down below, let me know what deck y'all want to see next. And yeah, shout out to y'all. Let's get to 500 subs. I think we're 10 subscribers away, and then after that we're hitting 1K. Okay, so make sure to subscribe. All 98% of you that come and enjoy the videos on the channel, just subscribe, just hit subscribe. You know, show the brother some love, man. Ain't nothing to show JPZ some love. Why can't you show JPZ some love? Just subscribe. Shout out to y'all. Anyway, stay blessed, stay highly favored. Peace. Thank you guys for watching. See y'all next video. Take care. Peace.